back, guys, to Chat from the Mat. I am Charles, and this is
Coach Wiz.
There we go. And this episode, we're just going to do a little intro into ourselves, how we got into the industry, and yeah, how we came about working for BCA. Basically, so starting off with, I'm going to actually do it. We're going to have our first feature.
Okay.
And our first feature is
Rapid fire. 3, 2, 1. It's answer time.
That's right, guys. It is rapid fire. So you got to answer it quickly.
Okay, we're going for it.
You cannot hold back.
No.
We're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Stunts or tumbling?
Stunts.
Prep team or elite team?
Elite team.
Favourite role, coach or mentor?
Mentor.
Hardest part of coaching?
Oh!
Next.
Yep, next.
Best part of coaching?
Athlete journeys.
One word to describe your coaching style?
Strict.
Really?
Mm.
I would never have put you like that. Early mornings or late night practices?
It's always late night, but I'd love to do an early morning.
Oh, okay. Music counts or vibe counts?
Vibe counts.
Favourite competition of the year?
BCA Nationals.
Boom!
Boom. Oh, actually, no, it's Bid Battle.
Yeah,
Actually,
Bid Battle
it's
has grown.
Bid
hasn't it?
Battle, yeah.
Yeah. Who's more nervous, athletes or coaches?
Oh, coaching is horrendous.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Like, you really try. I mean, it depends what competition it is as well, but, like, if
This
it's...
is rapid fire,
I
Wiz.
know it is, but we're just getting into it. Okay.
Yeah, go on.
Definitely athletes, but the coaches do feel it, but we try to hide it as best we can because we have a responsibility.
Okay. Yeah, that is very true. Very true. Coffee or energy drink?
Coffee always.
Yeah. Dream place to coach a team?
Oh, Australia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just weather.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, it's a completely different place, different culture. I'd like to experience Australia.
But mainly for the heat.
Yeah. For the weather.
But yeah, so those of you that are watching this podcast on video, we're making...
outside.
Yeah, we're outside making use of the lovely sun we've got here in the
22
UK.
degrees.
We never get it, so we thought we'd take advantage. Oh, this is a good one. If you weren't coaching, what would you be doing?
I'd probably still be an athlete.
Would you?
Probably. Injuries dependent, but yeah, probably still
You'd
be
still be an athlete,
Yeah.
gathering all the injuries.
Yeah.
Fair play. So that concludes Rapid Fire for this episode.
Nice.
So, yeah, as we said, we were going to intro into who we are. So, leading the way, Coach Wiz, how did you get into the world of cheer and dance?
Well, I started sort of normal, well, I say normal, more like ballet, traditional styles of dance when I was younger, probably from the age of 2, 3. And then I guess not quickly, because I did it until I was about 10, 11, but I started growing out of it and wanted something a little bit more interesting. And my friends actually were in Leicester at the Riders basketball game and said, hey, we're doing sideline cheerleading at the basketball game. Do you want to come and have some fun? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I went along with the local team, and back then it was literally waving pom-poms and doing a routine at half-time. And then from then on, just got into it. And
Oh, so you literally started as sideline?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Like silver pom-poms, just T-shirts with the club name on.
Just like, go team.
Yeah, go Leicester Riders basketball team. That's who we supported at the time. And then, yeah, quickly got into the elite side of it and have been doing it ever since. And then started coaching it probably 15, 16-ish as a junior coach.
Okay.
And I was still in Leicester at that point. And then I moved on to EMCA Nottingham at the age of 2021. And went to my first World Championships in 2019 as a coach. No, sorry, as an athlete. And then went on to be a coach. Straight in as a coach. Give me that role. And then I started coaching the year after because from moving to a new program, I took sort of a year out and just found my feet as an athlete again because I was still, as I say, an athlete, still enjoying the sport. And then I was fortunate enough to be part of the coaching team for celebrities in 2022 when they globed. And then 2023 I was on Team England as well as non-tumble 6 Killer Queens, and a couple of seasons later I decided that I just wanted to go down the coaching route. So that's where I am now.
So did you just say you were coaching celebs or you were on celebs?
Coaching celebs, but on Killer Queens.
Oh, so you were coaching and on... Wow.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was quite hard because at the time there was only, I think, 3 or 4 coaches out there. So, and I was on Killer Queens as well as coaching celebs. Ant was also coaching both of them. Zoe was also like kind of in the mix of both as well. And both directors had just had babies, so it was quite hard. And also we only had 2 wild teams back then, so a lot of the time we were training together or very like close back to back. So often I'd need to like try and assist with coaching and then run off for a stunt around. So it was challenging but really good. But we also only stayed out for Worlds at Worlds for a week that year.
Oh,
so
wow.
we flew on the Tuesday before we competed on the Saturday, which is a very interesting take. But we just trialled it a different way and we came back with a globe. So I guess you could say it works.
And how was that feeling? Getting the globe?
Unreal. I was actually mid doing my makeup to get ready to compete with Killer Queens at finals when Celebs Awards were, and all the kids walked in like, well, not the kids, they were open. They were like, oh my God, Evie's got no makeup on. She's like, she knows something we don't know. Like, she's going to cry. And I had no idea. Obviously, you don't have any idea.
Yeah.
And then as people started, like, there were some big teams in that division, even from the UK at the time, and as the team started walking off the mat and it started getting down to the winner circles and we were circled up with 2 other teams on the floor, there's just no feeling that could ever describe it. And I look back at the video that one of the spectators took from like up high on the stand, and I was just like, wow, I feel like I can't remember being in that moment because the adrenaline just took over and it was just mental. But yeah, holding that globe was something else.
Unreal.
Yeah, absolutely unreal.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, so
And
that's where I am.
Sorry, just
now.
move that. I felt like leaning over. So obviously, yeah. So you're in full-time coaching now.
Mm-hmm.
No longer an athlete. How many times did you say you were going to retire? Because it seems to be a common theme. Everyone's like, I'm retiring
Everyone
this
retires,
year.
yeah, and then they don't retire until 5 years later.
Yeah.
I think during my last season, I had a lot of injuries, and I was like, right, this is my final year. I'm going to retire. And then I think I probably did pre-season and was like, oh, I really can't. Like, I'm in too much pain. And then I ended up back on the floor once throughout the whole season. But then there was talks of possibly having to go on at Worlds, and I was like, oh my God, guys, this is mental. Luckily escaped that one. So I made it onto the floor once during that season, and then they needed me to fill in for a bid team. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll get back into it. And then I was like, oh, no, body can't do it anymore. So that was the end of that. So yeah, I went from coaching, and then in January started here at BCA. And here we are.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Because it's April now, and you started in January, and obviously, when did we meet? Was it November?
Yep.
Yeah, November we had interviews, and yeah, you and the wonderful Matt started in January, helping alongside the. What did you start as? But marketing and merchandise.
So have you really forgot
So
this?
I wrote the job description. Marketing and merchandise
Yes.
assistant. So yeah, you came in here in our office on the lovely farm, and yeah, you've been helping with marketing, merchandise, but then also on the education side as well, helping Tez, our director, with like looking at the courses and getting coaches qualified, basically.
Getting a lot of coaches qualified, and now working towards our summer camps and our coaches conference in September.
Which the date is?
The date is the 26th and 27th in Loughborough this September.
Amazing. You will understand why I asked that question when you listen to the next episode.
Yes, you will, because it slips my mind.
And the next episode, we couldn't release it because we wasn't sure if it was released, but we have got something exciting coming to... Oh no, let's play the feature song before we release the news.
Yes.
Here's the song.
This is the All-Star Brew. Hot takes breaking through. Trends and changes, what's brand new. Pour it out. We'll break it down for you. All-Star Brew.
That's right, guys. It is time for the All-Star Brew. And as we just slightly hinted there, we have got something exciting for the Coaches Conference in September. And do you want to explain what it is?
Yes. So this year we're collaborating with the Sharp Performance. So we are switching it up a little bit this year. We're bringing we are bringing back some of our speakers that we've had in previous years who are amazing, but we're also bringing in the Sharp Performance as well, with their expertise and their knowledge and their experience to just add a little bit more to our conference this year. as well as having the whole athlete track and having both cheerleaders and dancers have the ability to learn and grow in sessions throughout the weekend. So super exciting.
It is going to be really exciting, like what they're bringing to the table, what
Mm-hmm.
the speakers that are returning are bringing to the table.
Absolutely.
The weekend's going to be crazy. Like, obviously, in previous years, we have split it and we've
Yeah.
had 3 different venues. However, we're bringing it all together so we can focus on the core,
Yeah.
well, the offering and the value that
And the quality of
coach-
it, yeah,
the
absolutely.
coaches are going to
and what people get
receive.
out of it.
So, yeah, like tickets are due to go on sale the end of May,
Yep.
start of June. So keep your eyes peeled, guys.
Keep an
and
eye on the
yeah.
socials.
Yeah,
And
well-
also let us know if there's anything that you want to see from the conference, if you have or haven't been, what you want to know, what you want to learn, if there's anything specific that we can bring that you don't feel like you see anywhere else in the industry at the moment.
That is true. Like, it's what are the hot topics, and
Mm.
like, what do you guys want to learn?
Yeah.
And
What's stopping you from developing your program further, and what can we do to help you with that?
Yeah, massively,
Mm.
massively. What other news have we got? We are, well, Worlds is around the corner. This is being released, and we fly out on the weekend.
We do.
Weekend coming. Oh my god. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying, oh my god. You've got a
Oh my
competing
God.
team. I haven't. But I'm basically on holiday.
You're there
mate.
for vibes
I'm there for
and
vibes.
hype
I'm like,
man
woo!
and pictures and content.
Yeah, I'm doing content, taking photos, and all that jazz. So
It's an
we,
exciting time,
It is
but it comes
exciting.
around too fast every single year, and we
It is.
wonder how we get here.
It's like, and we just like said then, obviously Matt and yourself joined us in January, but it was weird because it would have been a year ago that we were talking to Matt,
Yeah.
and just, well, we wasn't even talking, we were joking,
Mm,
and now
it's
he's
crazy.
actually working it
Now he's here, living his best life.
and hiding
Keep pressing
because he
t-shirts.
hates the camera.
We might try and get him on.
Yeah.
We need
Me,
to talk about
me.
you. How did you get here? Where did you come from?
Where did
Where
you
did you
go?
Where did you come from, Cat Joe?
So I had nothing to do with cheer,
Mm.
and the only connection I had was remember when they had spotters?
Yeah.
I mean, they still do at the World Championship.
Yeah, but they're not in. Not in.
no, but
here
like
anymore.
in regionals and
Yeah,
like
gosh.
nationals and that, you used to have
Throwback.
spotters, didn't you? And they
Mm.
were stood at the back. And the only way that I knew about cheer was because my brother was a spotter,
Okay.
and then his brother-in-laws were spotters as well. Because this is where like the family tree's coming out now. It's, yeah, so my sister-in-law, she was a cheerleader, and she has been since she was a kid. She was then a coach. She carried on coaching, and then she was a judge. And through her doing it, her mum then became sort of like a secretary, personal assistant kind of role. And she, basically the photographer that was with BCA for a good 10 years, they just basically decided no more. They've had enough. Well, they hadn't had enough. They just like, their time had gone, and they were just like, yeah, right, I'm done. Here's a season's notice. At which point I got contacted by my sister-in-law's mum, who, for those of you that know the BCA and have watched BCA, her name is Sylv, so you might have dealt with her, especially on the BCQ side of things, and the education. But yeah, so Sylv got in touch with me and said, our photographer's leaving, do you want to give it a go? At the time I had a studio where I was just doing like family portraits and doing like weddings and rugby photography, standard sort of photography stuff. I'd been going a year and a half and had a little studio in the town that I live in, and yeah, she said, do you want to give it a go? So I went down, had a meeting with them, and thought it went really well, but I didn't get the job.
Wow.
And I was like that. Huh.
Oh, great.
But to be fair, like,
we
I didn't
are.
get the job because I had no experience in it whatsoever, and the person that did, like,
Had
did
it,
have
yeah.
experience. So I was like, fair enough. And then about 18 months later, they got back in touch with me and said, like, do you want to give it a go? It was moving it from the traditional screens. and
Printing there and there.
Yeah, printing on site, and it was like, right, okay, yeah. They wanted to move down like a digital route, where the whole aim was to basically have people still sat at their seats watching and supporting everything going on. So yeah, you could view your photos on your phone effectively. So came and give that a go, and it my first ever competition was at the Norbreck Hotel in Blackpool,
Right.
where
Good old Blackpool.
good old Blackpool. Absolutely love Blackpool. I plugged an extension lead in and my hand went through the wall. I was a
Whoa.
bit like, oh my god.
Oh no.
My first ever experience.
What
And
have I signed up to?
but I was like, oh, what is going on here? But yeah, that competition for me as a photographer that had never done it before was horrific.
Right.
Like there will be people that we still see today that will remember that how horrific.
Is there any one moment that, apart from your hand going through the wall, that shone out to you as being like this is awful?
There's more than one. It was.
It just nothing was going the right way.
Nothing was going. You know, like things happen in threes.
Yeah.
Well, we were at least.
Or buses.
Yeah, we were at least at
Incoming
20s.
buses,
It
yeah.
was just like, oh my god.
When's it going to stop?
But no, I mean, it was a good learning curve, and we went away from that weekend and learned a hell of a lot, and then came back in the January, which was Worcester Arena.
Okay.
And personally, compared to the Blackpool incident, absolutely smashed it.
Mm.
And then from there, grew.
Took off, yeah.
It took off, and then got a really full diary, which was lovely.
Mm.
And then, as we know, 2020 happened,
We do indeed.
which was lovely. But for someone that I'd basically niched down and was focused on cheer, and I did, as well as cheer, I did school photography.
Mhm.
So it was all the kids sitting there smiling, get your
Smiling,
portrait done.
yeah, with your siblings.
Yeah, which again is a lovely job. And do you know, right? We used to get, like, you get parents that say, the photos are awful.
Mm.
Completely understand it. School photo, cheer routine, you get 2 minutes 30, 2 minutes 15, like, which we're learning the routine at the
Yeah.
same time.
Absolutely.
And the school photos, you get about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a conveyor belt.
Mm. And if that kid decides to pick his nose,
Yeah.
that's it.
And it's like, oh my god. But no, like, I was doing that as well. But then obviously 2020 hit. We all know what happened there, and my diary went dead, and it was very hard. But I carried on going, and probably, what was last year? 2025, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the end of 24. I was talking to BCA because my contract was ending basically with the photography, and they were saying how they were looking to employ someone to do X, Y, and Z, and it was basically what I could do. And literally 2 weeks before, I found out that I was having another baby,
Right.
and I was like, do you know what? I've had enough. Not had enough, because I love what I do, but it was time that I just took a step back and was like, yeah, let me do this. But it turned out I was actually working more.
Yeah, for anybody at competition knows us, all we ask is, where's Charlie? Has anyone seen Charlie? Because Charlie is got 17 pairs of hands and is here,
Yeah.
there and everywhere.
But I absolutely love it.
He
and
loves it.
It's my own fault. I always take it on. But no, so yeah, 2024, I got taken on temporary contract to start a merch brand, bring everything in-house. I basically merged the photography company into BCA, then create a merch brand, take on logistics and floors. So I'm the one that has to I'm the one that gets all the equipment to the event and sets the equipment up, or organises it, getting set up, and then getting ripped out and all that, and then doing all the floor hires throughout the season. Sorry, there was a bug there. I was doing my head in. But yeah, so doing that, and then that was January 24, and then my contract got made permanent in the July, and then you guys joined us in January, so it's all going like crazy. But
All
yeah,
flying.
that's
Here we are.
basically the long story of how I got into cheerleading. I started off not having a clue, and I still have. No, I'm joking. I did.
And I still
I
don't
do.
know what's going on.
I still don't know what's going. No, I do know,
Except
which
for
is quite
vibes.
nice, because it's obviously when I started and people were saying, "Oh yeah, round off back handspring or a hurdle or a pike," and I'm like that. Sorry, but
It's like Matt's favourite cheerleading term is waterfall, because that's about the extent of his
That's
knowledge
it.
goes.
But the thing is with Matt, like, obviously he's not here, and he can probably hear us in the background, but he inherited cheer. Didn't
Yes, he did. He
So
inherited it. It was.
He
it's
married
put upon
into
him.
it.
He married into cheer. Yeah, when you marry into cheer, it's takes over your life as well.
Oh yes, for all those that have married into cheer that are listening to this podcast, you will know what we
Mhm.
mean. But no, it was crazy, like, to start off not having a clue, and then now it's like, I might not necessarily know the judging side of it, but I know what they're
yeah,
talking about.
you know, yeah, absolutely.
And it is, yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
It takes a lot to get your head around it and to really
massively,
understand it.
especially
It's
when-
like it's a whole completely different universe.
Yeah, especially when it changes all the time.
Yes,
So
it
it's-
does.
and it's
It does like to
ever-
change.
Because it's such, really, as a sport, I'd say it's still in its infancy. and
Yes,
it's still growing.
absolutely. There's a lot of people that have no idea what cheerleading is, but
Yeah.
when you're in it, you're like, oh my god, this is wild.
Oh yeah, massively. But what would your highlight moment be throughout your career? Either as a coach or an athlete?
An athlete was the first time I went to Worlds.
Yeah.
I think, and back then as well, there weren't a lot of that many Worlds teams around. It was it was hard to get onto Worlds. I mean, it is still difficult to get onto a Worlds team now, but we do have a lot more divisions and age categories here, there, and everywhere that it does allow for a lot more. It's more accessible to people. Still a major cost, but there's the opportunity there. Whereas back then there wasn't. It was kind of like you had your big gyms that had the Worlds teams, and to be able to make one, I found out when I was in Mexico, which was great. I landed and I obviously had no Wi-Fi, nothing on the plane. I was waiting for this email, and I got my email and I was like, oh my god. But I was on trial at first for I think a month. But then the coaches never told me that I wasn't any longer on trial and I'd actually made the team. So I didn't believe that I was going to Worlds until I got on that
Oh, so
plane.
you thought
I
you were
was
constantly on
like,
trial?
yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
because
man.
I was like I think I was probably the only external athlete from the club that got onto the Worlds team. So I was like, well, they want to know that I can do this. They want to know that I'm up to scratch, that I'm game for it. And I absolutely was. Like I was at the point, I think, before I'd gone to EMCA, that I was like, well, if a lot of the athletes that I trained with that were my age were either moving on to uni or just sort of stopping at that point, and I was like, well, I either need to go and really try and achieve my dream.
There's a
spider.
Oh, it's a spider. I can just see it crawling around the mic. Maybe it's a great idea being out in this heat, but
We are getting attacked by bugs.
yeah.
I wanted to achieve my dream, and I was like, well, I need to probably think about moving to a bit of a more established club that can offer me that opportunity. Not that the clubs that I was at in Leicester, in my hometown, weren't great. They absolutely were, but I just got to a point where I needed to, for my own personal progression, to move on.
Yeah.
So I did. So that was probably one of my biggest highlights as a coach, as an athlete, and also Team England was a great one. Fun fact: I was on the all-girl team, where the fire alarm went off right in the middle of our chant. And there's a picture of me.
No.
We could probably insert it here, walking the floor like this.
Oh, no.
A lot of our teams were like, "That is hilarious."
Was that
like,
23?
23, yeah.
When it happened twice?
Yeah, it happened twice,
Yeah.
and it happened for USA as well, and they carried on, and we were like, why can we carry on?
Yeah.
And then they got cleared off, but yeah, nightmare.
Yeah, I was there that year when that was my first Worlds.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was, in fact, that was my first routine at Worlds.
Wow.
And
And
I
you were
walked
like,
in,
"What
and
the-"
then I was like, does this always happen?
Does this happen all the time?
And then, we obviously were waiting outside. And then, do you know what, though? There was one good thing like that happened because of that. There was a proper dance-off going on.
Oh, really?
So we were all outside, what's the arena called?
Arena South.
Yeah, that one.
Or is it Advent Health?
No, Advent Health.
Advent Health Arena.
Yeah, so we were all outside the gates for
Yeah.
Advent Health. And then all of a sudden there was Team USA.
Mm.
And then, do you know Marshalls?
Yes.
They were there, vibes were happening, and there was a massive dance-off just happened. And we were
Amazing.
like, yeah, okay, fair
Love
enough.
it.
This is pretty
Vibes,
cool.
yeah.
Like, loving it. And then we got let back in, and we were like, oh, yeah, amazing, find your seat, blah, blah, blah. And it went off
Went
again.
off again, yeah.
And you're like, no. I've got a great photo of Travis somewhere.
Have you?
Of him just like, oh, my God.
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So all good fun, but
Yeah.
I think we went on to have a really good routine after that, so we were like, great.
Oh, no,
Good.
yeah, you
So,
smashed it. It was well good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we love that. I think my standout moment probably as a coach is our first Worlds bid that I earned from, well,
What being a coach?
yeah, from being a coach. We had a very young under-18 team that we were like, right, this is going to be it. They're going to be, like, we're just going to put them in and see how they get on. And then they got a bid at BCA Nationals
Woo!
in 2022? 2023. yeah, 2023 BCA Nationals, we got a first bid, and that was, yeah, I'm just
Exciting.
unreal. It was so exciting because it was like, this is something that we've never done before, and we're going into this realm and just trying to push ourselves out there and push ourselves a little bit further. So yeah, it was a great moment.
A highlight. There's so many. I see it from different aspects. Obviously, you coach an athlete. I've never been an athlete. I was a flyer once.
Yeah.
I got dropped.
He's still here to live the tell the
yeah.
tale.
But no, I've never been an athlete, never been a coach, but I see.
But you're a bit more than a spectator, which is
I've been able to walk through like warm up, and it's
yeah.
nice to see like the team morale community, the real community side around it, and I wouldn't even say community, it's family, isn't it?
Yeah, it is family. Yeah.
The amount that in the moment coaches and athletes are like, oh my god, each
and
other.
the serious side comes out, and
But
and sometimes it's really
wow, like
gritty.
yeah, but like it's nice to see that. No, they mean it with love.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it is a massive family sport,
Yeah.
and then when you see that combined with the spectators as well, which are just as crazy.
Yeah, mental.
And
they go all out. They're in their team
Yeah.
colours. You've
Oh,
got dads
massively.
with cheer dad tops on, and all in
Yeah.
the sparkles and the rhinestones.
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
love it. It's great.
I love it. I love the dads that like they've got the big beards and they've got bows in their beards.
Yeah,
and they're,
bows
like,
and pegs.
Yeah, and they proper go for it, and that would be. It's the real family moments and that, but then it's also the bits that people don't see, and it's like you have the laughs with the team
Yeah.
that are at competitions,
Yeah.
and from like your reception staff to the warm-up staff to production team to medical, and that as well. That is almost our own little family.
Yeah, it
and
is.
It is. Yeah, it's lovely to see, and you get to see it throughout the season, and then when the season ends, you never
It's
know.
sad.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god,
It's
I'm not going to
sad.
see you for 6
And
months.
but to be fair, it's even sad now because we've come off of Mad March, which is
Yeah,
3 competitions in 4 and a bit weeks, and we've
Yeah.
all been in each other's pockets, having a great time. and
massive
really,
vibes, and now
yeah,
it's
been
like,
here, there, and everywhere, and and then it's like, bye everyone,
Like,
see you
bye.
after Worlds.
yeah, and then we'll have Mad May,
Yeah, Mad May into June.
3 back-to-back events, which is going to be wicked because Nationals is grown 1,000 athletes.
Grown.
We're taking over Telford even more.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're at Telford, and then we're off to Newcastle. You're
Mhm.
not because
No.
she had pre-existing holiday, so we had to give her. No, joking. You're off.
Sadly not in Newcastle.
Yeah, you're not in Newcastle.
I'll be back for Crawley.
And then we're in Crawley the weekend after
Mhm.
to end our season, and it's going to be insane.
Yep, it is.
But and then we won't know what to do with each other.
We'll hibernate. We're going to hibernation. in summer.
Hibernation and no, we won't. We'll be prepping for next
We
season.
will.
Which that's another bit of
Our season
news,
dates.
isn't it?
Yeah.
For All Star Brew, which our season dates have been released
With a
so
brand new location, which is so
yeah.
exciting.
Thank you very much, guys, for joining us for
Thanks.
the first official episode of Chat from the Mat. We look forward to seeing you soon. Let us know if you want to see any particular guests.
Yeah, shout out, tag some people below.
Yeah,
Tell us who you want to see.
If you think there is someone that is wicked and should be on a podcast, would be really good on a podcast, we'd love to hear from them.
Open
and
to all
we'll love to chat to
athletes,
them.
coaches, spectators.
Yeah, do you know
whoever.
what? I want to get some like parents on,
100%.
and we might have to do it at competitions, but we'll also just let's get
We
them on
need
the
to do
podcast.
some parent rapid fire.
Yes, I would love to see that. But until next time, guys, thank you very much, and we will see you soon.
Bye.